Hey, Shalom. And first and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Bashem Rakakadash. The bonus to your apostles, the elders, the great most on ever well. Peace and blessings to hopeful elect. All here pushing this truth and sincerity throughout of which I do. We love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Shalom to y'all. It's your brother Dawadad here from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Adawan Ratazah, many the Lord's will to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists, he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is a savior, right? Or he is the deliverer. He saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you are a so-called black Native American or Latino man or woman. You are a Hebrew Israelite according to Holy Bible. You would not find black, Native American, or Latino, or Japanese, Korean, Asian, any of that stuff speaking about the people, all right, in the Bible that are on the planet Earth today. You won't see those names being mentioned in the Bible pertaining to the people in the Bible on a nation, on earth. All right, and if you watch this now, but you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, there's a good possibility that you could be a Hebrew Israelite. It does not matter what you look like, all right? It only matters what your bloodline goes back to. If it goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that's what we're reading about right now. Our forefathers, seeing the things that they went through in order to get to where we're at today. All right, so without further ado, jumping back into Genesis, where we left off is Genesis chapter 26, where Jacob and Esau was born, and Jacob sold some basically uncooked food for stop Esau's birthright. All right, go. And hey man, so Esau sold, no, not right now, baby, go. So Esau so should be all right. So Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, all right, and for raw uncooked food, man. All right, so here's we'll just hurry up and get into it because I got the baby here. So Genesis chapter 27, let's start at verse 1. It says, "And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die." So you remember, Esau is a cunning hunter. You know, it said he was a cunning hunter, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. All right, it says and Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt venison and bring it. So it's time for Esau's blessing now, the same blessing that he despised. You remember in the previous chapter, he despised his blessing, which was his birthright. Right, his birthright is, he's the eldest son, so the older son gets the inheritance, the bulk of the inheritance. The more, the blessings. Of course, all the sons will get blessings, but Esau's the first. He gets the best blessings. But he sold it, right? And Isaac didn't know nothing of it, right? But the Heavenly Father does, right? His prophecy set it up that way, anyways. But Rebekah heard it, so she's about to you about to read what she's going to do. Genesis 27:6 says, "And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence two good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. So they come up with a cunning scheme in order for Jacob to receive the blessing that Esau is supposed to get. That Esau is going to get from Isaac, because he's not supposed to get it. He's not supposed to get it due to prophecy, due to the will of the Most High. Stop playing. Stop. It says, and Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fill me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. Yeah, because he really doesn't want to do that, Well, he don't understand yet that this is prophecy. That's all the will of the Heavenly Father. Man's goings are of the Lord, right? And Esau is hairy, Esau is a hairy man. Like, remember when the scripture said what? He came out red and hairy like a garment, and he is definitely hairy. If you look at him today, Jacob is more smooth. They got that glow in their brown skin, and you look at Esau, and they're like a hairy. A lot of them, they're hairy as hell, man. They're like apes, and they call us apes, right? Those are characteristics of Jacob and Esau. That's kind of how you can identify who they are today. He's a cunning hunter. He came out red and hairy like a garment. Those are characteristics, man. How could you not match that with today? Those are clear identification marks, And then Jacob being a plain man dwelling in the tent. Look at how Jake is, And Jake just like don't got a care in the world. He's laxed, He's just chill. Every time you talk to Jake, what's good, bro? Just chilling, not really doing what Esau's doing, which is like fortifying his kingdom and shit. Not really. Esau today is like fucking. They through, they finished, but back in the days, man, even today, still they go to the gun range, all heavily, just as a nation of people, they're always at the gun range because their blessing was the sword, right? Always like doing some type of weightlifting training or what you call it, like some racing with marathon racing and shit, or cycling out in the street because they're because they want to be healthy. They're always eating healthy. They're always building things and doing things and stuff like that. So, they're always out in the field hunting. Yeah, they hunt. That's another key indicator. They hunt. But Jake, yo, what you doing, Joe? I'm chilling. I might go to the club later, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Key identification marks, man. It says, let's see. His mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse. Stop. Don't do that. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son, only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father said, and he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto his son, How is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that power brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near I pray thee that I may fill thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. So uh, Isaac is he's like what do you call it? Suspicious. Salakia. I don't know how that word escaped me. Isaac is very suspicious. I mean, he's a smart man, anyways. You know, he understands. But yeah, man, they're about to try to beguile Isaac by dressing him up to be hairy and not be smooth and whatnot, and even smell and come with the offering, and all that. So trying to get the whole complete package, man, and deceive righteously deceive him, I should say, because is the Most High, man. The Most High set this up, So it says, and Jacob went near to Isaac his father and felt him and said, the voice of Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and blessed him and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field which the Lord has blessed. So key indicator right here. Right? Key indicator, this is Esau. He's a man of the field. So he knew that you smell like outside. And we say that same shit about, so-called white people today. Y'all niggas smell like outside, man. They always smell like that, like a kind of like a wet dog type of smell, It says, therefore God, Yahweh give thee of the dew of the heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So boom, now he got the blessing. The blessing was the pretty much the kingdom, pretty much, right? It was people serving under him. Like this is what we prophesied. We prophesied that we get the kingdom. Everybody gonna serve underneath us, right? And we serve under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and King David. So he just gave that to Jacob just now. It's supposed to be for Esau, but not supposed to be, because it's prophecy. It's supposed to be for us, but on a carnal level, Isaac's thinking he's giving it to Esau, so to speak. So it says, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? Because the word Jacob means supplanter, right? So Jacob supplant. It's basically like he pranked you, He says, for he hath there you go, yeah, see? For he hath supplanted. That's what the word Jacob means. It means supplanted. Yeah, let me see something. Let's see. Supplant. It says to trip up, overthrow, defeat, disposes. Yeah. Let's see. Overthrow. So basically, it's like to beat somebody, to beat them at pretty much their own game, pretty much. It says, but also to trick you. It's just me to trick, It says, for he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taketh away my blessing. And he said, has that now reserved a blessing for me. But the thing is, this is prophecy, nigga. You sold your blessing. You sold your birthright. So don't try to say that he supplanted. He didn't supplant you. He said, yo, you want this uncooked food? Give me your birthright. And you said, and Esau despised. He despised the birthright. So how did you get supplanted? You despised your birthright. You didn't like it. You had hatred towards it, contempt towards it. Right? We went over the definition of what despise means. Right? So now he's crying and he's hollering for a blessing. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So he's crying like a punk, man. This got to be, disheartening to Isaac, to see his son, firstborn, crying like a punk, It says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven above. Boom. So now you see that, Esau runs the world. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? And he conquered the whole known world with his and got his blessing. Look, he got the best of the best. Anywhere you go, Esau, the so-called white man, is put up in the best places of the world, best places of the country, the continent of North and South America, right? Europe. You go anywhere, you see their kingdoms, man. That they got kingdoms here on earth, man. They are set up. They got the fatness of the earth. They got all the best of the best of everything. They get all the best women, the best food, the riches, the fatness of the earth. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And as we spoke about that earlier, they training with guns, and they took over the earth and conquered by that blessing. The first literal sword they conquered. I mean, you look at like Alexander the Greek and the Spaniards and all them, the different kingdoms and empires that came after this blessing were Roman. Like they were Esau, man. Other nations of course too, but you really predominantly only hear about the Romans, the Greeks, and American army. They got it conquering the world by what? This blessing right here, this sword. Right? It says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. See, it says serve thy brother. So if they're going to serve us, it's come to pass that when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of the morning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So hey man, he promised to kill us, and then he has. It says, in these words of Esau, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fury turn away, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forgot that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from hence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me? So he wants to, because obviously he's going to want to take a wife of, the woman of pretty much in his family, not immediately, but he wants to be blessed with a wife like his father and whatnot. So he doesn't want to be running from his brother, living, not be able to live and pick up a great wife and live, have a family and whatnot. He's gonna be on a run from his brother. He don't want that. So he's gonna pretty much be uncomfortable. But man, that was a long chapter. But it was a beautiful chapter, right? We got a lot of edification out of this. A lot of history, right? I love reading into this history, man. This history is beautiful. If you're watching this now, Lord willing, you were edified and learning about our forefathers. And on to the next one. Shalom.